Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Scaling Brokerage Podcast. Today, Morgan has been kind enough to bless us with some of his time. He's going to go in depth, tell us a little bit about himself, his business, how he's gotten to where he's at now with the 7 agents. So I'll let you start off, Morgan. If you want to tell the people a little bit about yourself, where you're from.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jake. So I'm Morgan Nevin, owner and broker, Far West Real Estate. We're based out of Reno, Nevada, licensed in California and Nevada, and have an office down in Minden, Carson Valley, which is about 30 minutes from Lake Tahoe, and kind of a smaller, unique brokerage that does a lot of business in California, Nevada. So yeah, we're blessed to be in this market space and enjoy living out here in the West.
Oh, nice. So you're in. Are you in California or Nevada yourself?
I'm in Nevada myself, but just right near the California border. So we're kind of right on both sides there, and just located just north of Lake Tahoe. Get a lot of the mountains, the Four Seasons and stuff around here. It's really nice. A lot of outdoor, recreational activities.
Nice. Yeah, we get. Well, I'm over in Arizona. We get about 2 seasons. So we get hot and cold.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Cold, I say cold for us is not so cold for others too.
Yeah, you get real hot and pretty cold. Yeah.
Nice. Well, to start off as well, tell us a little bit about how you got started in the real estate industry. I don't know how long ago that was, but tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Yeah, a little bit of background. So I got started. I grew up. My dad's been in real estate for almost 40 years now. And I grew up, traveling with him to different kind of properties. He started a ranch and land division of Century 21 back in the 80s. So he kind of started off with doing the ranches and land stuff there, and then kind of branched out on his own with a partner and formed Far West Real Estate. And then after college, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I figured I'd get my real estate license and see how that goes for a while. And I did that and got into business with my dad and just never looked back. Really, it's been a really good, it's been a little over 10 years now that I've been licensed and with him, and I took over the brokerage in just the last 2 years. So it's been a good run, and my dad's still around, still doing business and deals and stuff, but he's kind of, 1 foot out the door. I don't know if you ever really retire from a career in real estate. He'll probably do it till the day he dies, but yeah, he's not as big of a role anymore and he likes it that way. He likes able to take control and grow the business a little bit and, keep doing the properties that he kind of started doing 30 plus years ago, which is unique properties, ranches, land, kind of out of the norm stuff than your normal, residential real estate. Nice.
Absolutely. And just curious too, where did you go to college at?
I bounced around quite a bit. I went out to Texas to start and at SMU, and then I transferred to Santa Barbara, and then I finished in Sacramento. So I bounced around quite a bit. I was playing football in college. So it was, kind of wherever I was going to play is where I was going.
Yeah, hey, SMU just had a really good season.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Not the ASU similar. I'm in Arizona ASU fan, or at least this year I was ASU fan. To be honest with you, I never really paid too much attention to them.
Yeah.
This year, they had a killer season this year.
Yeah.
Especially compared to last year.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, they've come up in the world. I think the whole NIL stuff is going to change the game of college football.
Yeah, definitely already this year seemed to level it out. Alabama didn't even make the playoffs. That's
right. Yeah.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
Nice. We'll jump back on the real estate side. Tell me a little bit about when you first got started or any time up until now. Have you run into any challenges, anything that you feel like has slowed you down in your career and your business?
Yeah, I mean, I think like anybody in any business go through different challenges and different phases. I think one thing for us over the last, say, 10 to 15 years has been, keeping our approach to our clients and stuff and how we deal with clients, just the I guess our strategy of marketing and how we our honesty with clients, that sort of thing, and navigating that through the market changes. How much has changed from 2013, 14 to like the craziness that was 2020, 2021, and then now higher interest rates, just the fluctuations of the market. And then challenges for us, I think it mainly just, the level of service that we provide, and in all these times, whether we're super busy or not busy at all, it's kind of finding that balance of, making sure every client we represent, we can really give them, that top of the line service that we want to give them, whether we have 20 clients at the time or one client at the time, So I think a challenge has been managing, time and work that way. But yeah, I think that's anybody that's in this kind of business, and real estate kind of ebbs and flows. And, 1 minute you're not doing that much, and the next minute you have a million things going on. And that's how it's kind of been for us the last few years.
Nice. Well, and how do you handle those times when you feel like, you have, 20 different things pulling you each way, and owning the brokerage? How do you, and, still facilitating deals? How do you manage that yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it is mental clarity and just kind of taking a step back and looking at big picture. Sometimes you can get into the details and get overwhelmed with, all the things going on at once, deals going bad, or, things that are all happening, seems to all happen at once when it happens. I think just taking a step back and looking at bigger picture stuff, and saying, okay, what can I do right now that's going to help, this today, or help this go forward, and kind of just taking it one step at a time has been a helpful thing to think about for me, because it's easy to get overwhelmed when all those things start piling up,
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, in the life of an agent too, in the life of a, brokerage owner, team leader, anyone, and they know we can all get overrun and kind of get spread too thin as we continue to build our pipeline and get more of a name in our community as well. So yeah, having those, having that structure behind you to really keep us on target can definitely be helpful there.
Right.
Nice. And on the marketing and lead gen side, are you doing anything to help market yourself, your brokerage? Do they kind of go hand in hand there for you?
Yeah, and that's something we've really focused on the last several years, and hopefully going into 2025 even more so, kind of focus on the branding and the business and stuff. But we do a lot of marketing because of the nature of the properties that we specialize in. We're way outside the normal like MLS marketing stuff. I mean, we probably spend anywhere from 10 to 20,000 a month just on internet marketing on different sites of the MLS. So our different land websites, unique property websites, that sort of thing, and then target marketing from there, targeting ads, that sort of thing. Whether it's just the business branding or specific properties, we try to really focus on, marketing and getting, our properties in front of the most eyes as possible, and the right kind of people that are looking for this kind of thing. So that's something we've put a lot of focus in recent years, is just like, all right, let's try to market this effectively and at a wide base. And that's been, it's proved to be really, beneficial for us and worked out really well, but it's constantly changing, it seems, the avenues of marketing and what's best. So we've had to, really sit back and think about, is the money we're spending doing this really making sense or not? And I think a lot of it is, we used to do a lot of print advertising and magazines and stuff. And I think that's kind of largely gone away. We still do quite a bit of that, but it seems like just about anybody nowadays, has the ability to get on the internet and look for stuff, and that's where they're mostly finding things rather than looking through a magazine or. In the ranch business, a lot of it, a lot of those ranchers were, that's the only thing, they waited for their weekly or monthly magazine to come out, and that's how they saw these properties and stuff. Where that's changed a lot, probably just in the last decade.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, social media. Just I would say in terms of personal production, in terms of the business, getting our name out there, is huge, because that is pretty much what everyone, especially the younger generation, does with most of their free time. They're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, all the big ones.
For sure.
Oh, nice. And just curious too, do you have any strategies on the recruiting side, like anything that you use to help you get in front of more agents, help you bring them on, without taking yourself out of production or putting on more hats?
Yeah, I think, something for us, and this is something I'm going to try to personally focus on a little bit more going into 2025 with the business, is generating quality agents to our brand and our company. And that's something that we haven't done as much in the past, that I'm looking forward to doing more, because we've been such a smaller brokerage. It's really been, it's got to be the right fit. We're very kind of family oriented, and, we do a specific type of real estate. And so the agents that have come on under us understand that. They're typically very hands-off agents that have, either been doing it for a while or have their specific clientele. They already know, who they're going to work with. And so, finding more agents in that realm has proven to be pretty difficult. But again, I'm going to start focusing on that more. And I think, just looking for those agents that, not necessarily looking to hold their hand, but want to, learn a little bit different business than the residential stuff. And then, want to be able to be independent, build their own clientele, build their own client base, and work from there. That's kind of the agents that we've been looking for here in recent years.
Nice. And did you guys do anything on the residential side? Is it more commercial and like?
We do. Yeah, we do a decent amount of residential side, but it's not typical. I mean, if it's residential, it's typically like an estate on a couple acres, or, a higher end unique kind of property, where, I've done quite a bit of just, your cookie cutter residential, and it's been great, but that's not our specialty at all. It's mainly, me trying to help out friends and family when I'm doing that. But yeah, so the residential side of things, it's usually something unique about it, whether it's on some acreage or has some unique features, or it's a high end kind of deal, where we can focus on target marketing, that sort of thing. So it's a little bit out of the realm of the standard residential stuff, because the other stuff we do ties into that, as far as the land and ranch stuff, the target marketing. It's just a different kind of market,
Absolutely. And you're in a good 2 states for those, kind of unique properties in Vegas and California. Maybe until we get like up, New York, like kind of on the East Coast over there, might be the only place that could, rival the amount of prospect properties that we could have there.
Right. Yeah.
So definitely in the right spot for it.
Yeah, we're definitely in that area where you get a lot of uniqueness, because anything we have, done stuff on ocean fronts in Northern California to, million-acre ranches in the middle of nowhere, Nevada. So it's pretty unique. You get quite a diverse kind of, kind of properties that we deal with.
Yeah, and I'm sure the people too. The person selling their house on the beach in California probably is a little bit different of a conversation than the guy selling 100 acres in the freeway somewhere on
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's been a huge part of our business, is just relationships. And I think that's any real estate business really is the relationships you build, and continue to foster over the years. And that's been the main driver of our business really in the last couple of decades.
Absolutely. Well, and I know you mentioned the past couple of decades there. Over the next, couple of decades, however long you plan to be around there. What's kind of the future for yourself? What's kind of the future for the company there as well?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of mentioned there that looking for a little bit more growth on the agent side of things. So I think that's an immediate kind of goal for us is bring in maybe a handful more agents in the area that kind of fit with our our mode of operandi, or what we do, how we do things, that sort of thing. So that's going to be a big focus. Is we're not trying to be the biggest brokerage out there by any means, but just quality over quantity, I would say, as far as the agents go under the brokerage. And then branding is the other thing, and I mentioned that a little earlier too, is getting our brand out there a little bit more. I mean, we our competition is these big name brokerages for the most part, but at the same time, a lot of those guys are independent in themselves. I mean, they have the name hanging over their head, but they're independent kind of brokerages, and so that we kind of compete with those guys, and it's a friendly competition. And so in the next couple of years, I'd like to get our brand out there a little bit more, and just get more recognized, on the West Coast for what we do, the unique kind of properties we sell. So I'd say, branding and growth for the company.
Absolutely. And just curious too, on with the unique properties, Is there like a specific type of person that we're, trying to market to essentially, or is it just kind of, like you said, just getting the name out there so we're more, everyone's more familiar with it?
Yeah, I think it really is kind of specific. I mean, generally getting out there and getting the name out there is good, but the unique properties, it is that different kind of market. So
Yeah.
I mean, really getting in front of the right people is more important than getting in front of just everybody,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
kind of quality over quantity type thing again. So that's, what we try to focus on more marketing wise is getting the right, getting our properties, getting our brand and our company in front of the right kind of people. Because not everybody wants a big ranch, or not everybody wants a unique home,
Yeah.
20 acres, and not everybody can, afford or envision that lifestyle either. So it's definitely a unique clientele that we go after, and a unique, kind of agent that we would want to take on our business as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then that was my thoughts exactly. Is that there are, maybe, or normally we'd have, 60% of the people in an area, that we could sell homes to.
Right.
But the, unique homes, I'd imagine that cuts it down quite a bit to, who we can market to, can actually, make sense for us to market to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Have you been able to find any ways around that? It's just being more specific in the kind of ads we put out, or kind of,
Yeah, and that's it's changing, like we mentioned earlier. It's trying to navigate the changes in the market with different things coming out, AI and all this stuff is going to change a lot of stuff, I think. So I mean, utilizing that technology, I think, is something that we want to focus on, and I think that'll help us get in front of the right kind of people, spend the right marketing dollars in the right place to get it in front of those kind of people that we're going after. And so that's been a challenge for sure, but we've kind of honed it down over the years. We know for the most part what works and what doesn't, and a lot of the typical residential type stuff that you would think works for your average home doesn't necessarily work for what we're doing. So it's finding the right kind of things that is worth spending the time and money on. And so that's just a constant thing that we're trying to learn and keep up with,
Absolutely. Yeah. And just like, just like the market changes, there are marketing, things like that, might have to evolve as well, as we continue to grow, and, the years continue to pass. Then nice. So, and one of the last questions I have for you. So if you were starting everything over today, going back to 2013, 14, but, still had all the knowledge of the last 10 years, what would be kind of what would be your first steps, and what would be your advice to maybe someone getting started in the market now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, what's helped us, in our business, and what I've seen just, working with other, people in the business, colleagues and that sort of thing, I would say that, focusing on relationship building, and that kind of in line with that, I think, the relationships you make and foster and grow will end up being, the most valuable thing to you in the future, is what I've seen. And that's largely our business. Like I mentioned earlier, is just the relationships we've built over the years. So focusing on relationship building, and, you never know who you're, talking to. So always, be respectful, always, don't look down on anybody, that sort of thing, because that person, maybe not right now, but in 5 years, 10 years, they might remember you, and they may become, one of your clients, one of your business colleagues, something like that, or have a referral or something for you. So, just focusing on relationships and being mindful of that, I would say, is certainly something that I would, not that I didn't focus on it, but I'd really pay attention to more if I was starting from scratch again. Just it's such a relationship business that we're in, I think, especially with technology changing and all that. I think, mainly if there's one thing, it would be just fostering relationships.
Nice. Yeah. And I'm sure in your space, even more prevalent, make sure that we keep those kind of recurring or repeat customers in a sense.
Yeah.
And then not to mention, the referrals, the family, things like that we can get from there. I can't tell you how many times I've had someone mention that, not burning the bridge, essentially.
Right.
led them to so many more deals because they, recommend them to this person, and then this person recommends them to their whole family.
Yeah.
And next thing they know, they're, doing 2 to 3 extra deals a year because of, one bridge they just kept up. So.
Exactly. No, 100%. And even the things that you think, might be bad at the time, like you say, don't burn the bridge. Maybe a deal went wrong, but hey, you kept relationship and you were honest throughout that whole transaction. Somebody noticed that, and then a couple years down the line, it all comes back, and you're dealing with that person again, or somebody that person knows, and they say, this guy was respectable, and even though our deal went south, I mean, he's a good guy to work with. Something like that, I mean, could change, could make a deal happen or not, or it could change your whole trajectory of the business.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more there. In closing, what would, I don't know if you think about anything like, times are going maybe a little tougher when they're going a little better. Do you have any quotes, anything that you like to kind of, fall back on or think of, when running into things like that?
That's a good question too. I'm terrible on the spot kind of quotes or something, but I think, just, always keep an open mind. You never know, like I said, who you're talking to and what's going to come of it. Don't shy away from, integrating new tools and technology into your business, because I think that's something that every real estate agent and broker and business is going to need to adapt to and in order to survive in the next, decade with all this stuff coming. So just be open, be adaptable, and be respectful.
I love it. Couldn't agree with you more there. Well, let the people know where can they find you at social media? Any agents, anyone in the California or Nevada area looking to find a new brokerage, to let them know.
So our main website's just farwestrealestate.com, and that's something that we're working on more is going into 2025, getting a little bit more active on social media and that sort of thing. I mean, taking my own advice and embracing technology. And so, that's something, we'd like to focus a little bit more on. And we got some help coming into the business that's going to help us with that and branding. So looking forward to that. But farwestrealestate.com is our main site. But if you look up, ranches, land, unique properties in California, Nevada, will probably be one of the top ones up there. There's only a few brokerages that do what we do. And so, my name's Morgan Nevin. I'm not super active on social medias, but I do, respond to people and stuff. Best is email, and it's just Morgan@farwestrealestate.com. I'd love to connect with another agent, brokerage, anybody looking in the space that wants to talk about this kind of thing. I love talking about it, and I love, sharing what we do. So I appreciate your time, Jake.
Yeah, hey, of course, and I appreciate yours as well, Morgan. I appreciate you so much for coming out to the podcast and spending some time with me here. We'll make sure to link everything down below. So if you guys have any questions for Morgan, want to talk to him on any social medias, we'll have that all linked down below for you guys, make it nice and easy. But again, thanks for another awesome episode of the Scaling Brokerage Podcast. I appreciate you, Morgan.
Perfect. Appreciate you, Jake. Looking forward to the next one. Thanks.